And we are back. Rams franchise. In the last episode, we went through the 2035 season, all of it. Well, we ended up going 10-7, making the wild card as the sixth seed, but ended up losing in the first round. In this recording. It's been a while since I've said recording. We're just gonna look to do the same thing, go through the whole 2036 season, and yeah, see where that gets us. So, it's been a while since I've recorded. I feel like I need to address why. It just felt better streaming what I was doing with this series. So if you're wondering, oh, he quit this series, I actually haven't. There is a whole playlist with every single stream that I have done for this series. You are able to go watch. 28-3 against the Falcons. This should be a pretty easy dub. 28-17, yes. So if you did miss the last stream, we are officially in the automated section of this series. Basically, what that means is, as you saw, we aren't actually playing the games anymore. We aren't getting involved whatsoever. Re-signing, not us. We are allowed to, but that's not my main focus point. The Bears are the team who actually beat us in the playoffs. So we'll go ahead and watch this game too. Free agency, we don't sign anyone. Drafting, we let the computers handle the scouting. We let them pick the players. We are officially in the automated section, the automatic. 7-7, 10-7 Bears, 14-10 Rams, 17-14 Bears, 21-17 Rams, 24-21 Bears, 31-21 Bears, 31-28 Bears still lead, 38-28, 38-35 is going to be the final score. Nail biter game there. Bears hold off the Rams revenge game after a few seasons of us beating them in the playoffs. We followed a 1-1 on the season. We do have a new injury to go over. Who is this? Most likely Terrence Sweeney. Brian Anderson also is injured, but he will be back, so that's fine. I forgot to show off the roster. I apologize. We can quickly do that now, actually. Carl Crawford's still quarterback. We got Tevin Justice and Eric Miles bringing up the 1-2 combo. Keenan Poindexter, Luke Gaines, who actually won Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, and then Brendan Washington rounding out as wide receiver 3. We also have a very solid wide receiver 4, it looks like, in Christopher Ford. Tight end still Derek Samuels. Defensively, as you may notice, few guys missing. Dylan Northcutt. The CPU decided to release him. Very sad. He ended up signing with the Indianapolis Colts. Same with Kari Devine. The Bama boys got broken up, but he signed with the Cardinals, so we will be seeing him twice a year. Or at least this year. It was only a 1-year deal because it was a free agent move. Same thing. Nazir Queen. Computer ended up releasing him. Not really mad against that move, honestly. Now for him, I'm not sure if he's actually been signed yet. Last time I checked, he had not, but a lot could have changed. He has not. He is still here. That's what the roster currently looks like. We'll go ahead and advance week. Against the Broncos, let's see if we can get back above 500. We do with a 35-10 victory, but we also suffer another injury. This one going to Henry McDowell. Going up against the winless Lions. Let's see if we can get multiple games above. We do 35-17. Quick look at the playoffs. Well, I guess not really the playoffs, more just the seeding. We are the 6th seed at 3-1, tied with the 49ers for the division. There are still 1, 2, 3 undefeated teams, with Giants, Vikings, and Bears being the 3 of them, with the Giants being the reigning Super Bowl champions. I believe the Broncos might have been the team who made the Super Bowl. However, they definitely did lose if they did make it. Going against the Bills now. Very suspenseful. We end up losing that one 27-17. This one now, we're going to watch this game as it is the Seahawks. We hate the Seahawks. Last year, we actually went 0-2 versus the Seahawks. We ended up going 3-3 in the division. With us sweeping the 49ers, getting swept by the Seahawks, and then splitting with the Cardinals. But Seahawks already taken an early 14-0 lead. We combat that with a touchdown of our own, make that 2 tied ball game. Seahawks very fast though to score again. Rams now even to back up 28-21. Seahawks take the lead. Even it up is the Rams. 35-28 Rams lead. Seahawks bring it to overtime. And they're going to win it 41-35 in overtime. What a game. Seahawks get that one. Another quick thing I suppose I can announce. Down to the halfway point in eliminating teams for my Madden 26 franchise. So we're down to 8 teams. Obviously, only one of them is going to get picked. Yeah. The teams remaining, 2 from every division. The rules were that I was not allowed to do a division I've already done. 3-0, 7-3. And yeah, I've just been on Twitter or X, whatever you prefer. Yoshi's the underscore Wise is the same as my YouTube username. If you want to go follow along. I've been eliminating teams slowly but surely. We win that one 31-23. The teams we have remaining are in the NFC East. We have the Cowboys and the Giants. In the AFC South, we have the Jaguars and the Colts. In the AFC East, we have the Jets and the Dolphins. And in the AFC West, we have the Broncos and the Raiders. Going to our bye week now. We're just going to quickly go to schedule. Brandon Washington leading the league in receiving yards. We hate the Cowboys. We know EA will give them, every little advantage. But we can't do any trades. We'll go ahead and check after the Week 9 game because, well, that's when the trade deadline is officially over. Brandon Washington with a comfortable 80-yard lead over second place. Carl Crawford's third in the league in passing yards. Less than 100 behind first place. There's no point in watching this one. We already know the result. We win 28-23. We had a practice squad player resign, as well as injury. I imagine that's going to be to combat the injury. Henry McDowell still injured. Matthew Jones also suffered an injury, and so did LaRon Mitchell. But these two will thankfully be back next week. So we do have a tough game against the Dolphins. They are 6-3. We are 5-3. But we will be getting those two guys back for the game against the 49ers. For people who ended up getting traded, Were we involved at all? At any point? We were not. That's okay. Gonna simulate this Dolphins game, which will result in a loss. 38-17. Huge game here against the 49ers. If we win them, we sweep them. It would also put us in contention for getting back in the division race. As you see, really only a two-man race right now, and, well, a 49ers win would pretty much make it a one-man race. Because a win would be huge. That would lock up the series for us. We'd sweep them 2-0, so we'd have tiebreaker. So, yeah, a lot to play for. Plus, we're trying to stay above 500. We start out early with a touchdown, 7-0, respond with a field goal as well, make it 10-0, and another touchdown, 17-0, 20-0, 27-0, 27-7, 30-7, 33-7 in the fourth, 33-14, 33-21. 49ers attempted to make a comeback, but not going to be enough as we win, bringing us just a slight bit closer to the 49ers. They are still a game and a half ahead of us. They have not had one of us haven't had our bye week yet. I want to say it's the 49ers. So realistically, we're only a game behind because, I mean, they haven't had their bye week. Huge game against the Jets, though. We currently sit at the 7th seed. However, we are tied with the Packers for it, so we have a lot to play for. We're also just right behind the Bears, who are 7-4, and the Cowboys, who are 7-4, who we have the tiebreaker over, thankfully. Bears, on the other hand, we do not. We're going to have to string together some wins. Looks like the playoffs are going to be a bit tighter than they were last year, as we end up winning 36-30. That's going to bump us out. We now go to the 8th seed. I guess the Packers somehow got a tiebreaker out of that, which is fine. Because, like I said, we still have the tiebreaker over the Cowboys. I mean, as long as we win out, we guarantee a playoff spot, but that's without a given. But we are going to end up playing the Cardinals. Cardinals scare us. We played them twice last year. One of them, we got blown out. The other one, blew them out. So, curious to see what's going to happen, if it's going to repeat where one of us is going to blow the other out, or if we're actually going to have a close game this time. Cardinals going to start out early with a touchdown, force the defensive stop. They're going to respond with a field goal and another stop, but we also stop them. 10-7 to end the half. 14-10 Rams take the lead. 14-13 still have the lead. 21-13. 21-16. 21-16. Rams get the win. Great game. Came down to the final drive. We now sit at 8-4. We actually are going to be playing the Cardinals in next week. So, Patriots are our next opponent. Looking at the playoff picture, we are currently the 5 seed. Let's take a look at the actual big screen, though. So, Vikings 9-3 hold the 1 seed. 49ers 9-3, they are the 2 seed. Buccaneers 8-4 3 seed. Giants 8-4 4 seed. We're the 5 seed at 8-4. Cowboys 6 at 8-4, and Bears 7-5 round out the 7 seed, with the Packers being the 8 seed at 7-5. So they're pretty much tied with the Bears. We're going to sim this game against the Patriots. We end up winning it 31-25, and we have another game to go over against Cardinals, looking to sweep them. Plus, it's huge for our division, as we still are waiting for San Francisco to lose that game that would give us the lead in the division. 3-0 for Arizona. 3-3 now. 6-3. 10-6. 10-9. 16-10. 16-13. 16 all. 23-16. 23-16. The Cardinals get their revenge. Both of the games this time were actually close instead of blowouts. But yet again, the series goes 1-1. And the 49ers actually lost their game. That sucks. We had a chance for the division and we blew it. 49ers lose yet again. That's going to promote us to the 4 seed. Looks like all of a sudden the playoffs are starting to get a bit more interesting here with 3 games to go. Honestly, could be looking at watching all 3 of them. As looking at the 1 seed, the Vikings, they've already punched their ticket in the postseason. However, a win would lock up their division, and it could also potentially, with a win and a Cowboys loss, lock up the 1 seed. Well, no, they wouldn't be able to lock up the 1 seed quite yet, but it would be incredibly close with a win. Cowboys obviously at the 2 seed at 10-4. They can punch their ticket in with a win. Buccaneers at the 3 seed. They can punch their ticket in with a win. Not by, a wild card. They would clinch their division with a win. Rams at the 4 seed, 49ers at the 5 seed, both at 9-5. I don't think either of us can clinch quite yet. I mean, I think we theoretically can if we win and we get lucky with certain teams losing. I think we would need both the Eagles and Packers to lose. 6 seed would be the 49ers, or excuse me, the Bears, and the 7 seed being the Giants. I don't think either of them can clinch yet. With the Packers and Eagles being 7-7 right behind, we also can't discredit a lot of the other teams. You see 6-8 for the Seahawks, for the Lions, the Commanders, the Panthers, the Falcons, the Saints. Pretty much the Cardinals are the only team not in it. And the Cardinals can still make it. They would just need an absolute miracle. So all 15 teams, or excuse me, 15 out of 16 teams still in a real good spot to get a playoff spot. With one of them already being taken by the Minnesota Vikings. And looks like the Commanders are going to probably be knocked out of that race as the Giants end up winning 17-14 against them. Starting out Rams, 3-0. 7-3, Vikings take the lead. 14-3, adding on. 14-6 for the Rams now. 21-6 now. 28-6. 28-14. Vikings going to get that win, and that's going to be huge. We'll probably get them the 1 seed, or at least a top 2 seed, I should say. Week 17 now. 49ers also lost, so we still hold the 4 seed. Playoffs got definitely a bit weaker as the Seahawks ended up losing, the Panthers ended up losing, and the Saints ended up losing. So we're now looking at the 7 seeded Giants at 9-6. We have the Packers at 8-7 at the 8th spot, they're on the outside looking in. Philadelphia at 7-8, and Detroit at 7-8, and Atlanta at 7-8. Those are the only teams who have a chance. Went from 15-11 in one game And 3 of those teams are hanging on by a thread. They are going to need some teams to win out, some teams to lose out. They're in a tough spot. But there are 4 teams who are 9-6. So, I mean, they still have plenty. There's 4 chances. Cowboys got the win as well, so they locked up a playoff spot. A lot of clinches here. Giants could clinch with a win. Bears could clinch with a win. Rams could clinch with a win. 49ers could clinch with a win. Packers, Rams with a chance. Win it in for us. Happy New Year. A lot of those games at the bottom look like they're going to be draft position games. Bills obviously have a lot to play for. Seahawks, I don't believe they can make the playoffs, so it doesn't matter. We'll go ahead and sit here, look at the scorebug, see what games there are. Another one for draft position. Raiders probably fighting for a playoff spot or at least to stay alive. That's a good one for, playoff seeding. Draft position. Haven't seen any, actual games. Here's a good one. 49ers, Lions. That's huge. Lions on the cusp of elimination, but still in it. Same thing with the Falcons and the Cowboys seeding and teams trying to stay alive. That's a huge one. You got 2 great teams right there. Another one there, Bears looking to clinch a spot. Vikings looking to clinch the 1 seed. Giants ended up beating the Eagles. That's going to 1, knock the Eagles out, and 2, potentially clinch it for the Giants. 7-0 Green Bay leads. Rams got a field goal. Packers get a field goal. Rams touchdown. We're tied at 10 here. 17-10 the Rams lead. Tied at 17 now. 24-17 Rams lead. 31-17 Rams lead. 31-24. And that's going to be it. The Rams going to punch their ticket into the postseason. With that game as well, Giants punched their ticket in. If the Bears win, they would punch their ticket in. If the 49ers won, they would punch their ticket in. Well, actually, I guess no, they would punch their ticket. They just have to win. The Bears won. The 49ers won. We're looking at our 7 playoff teams already. Minnesota and Dallas tied for the 1 seed. Minnesota looking to win and in for the 1 seed. Dallas going to need a win and some help, as they're going to need a lot of help, as it's going to be the 4-12 Houston Texans who has to take them down. Huge game here for a lot of teams, though. Seeding is on the line. Buccaneers, they are guaranteed either seed 3 or 4. They currently have the 3 seed, but they could risk going to the 4 with, unseen circumstances. Rams and 49ers fighting for the division. The Rams currently have it. All they have to do is win against the Seahawks to get it, but they lose, and we could see the 49ers get it. They're playing the Eagles, so not necessarily the easiest matchup. The Bears, Giants, Rams, and 49ers all at 10-6. That could affect, the wild card seeding as well for teams, like 4 for 7, 3 for 7 with the Buccaneers as well. So all 7 teams have guaranteed a playoff spot, but no one has guaranteed what seed they actually will have. Huge game here for the Rams. With a win, they would clinch getting at least 1 home playoff game. Let's see if they're able to get it done. Seahawks just going to be playing for pride, plus the opportunity to, hurt the team one of the teams they probably hate. But at the same time, it would boost the 49ers, a team they also hate. So, very interesting to see what's going to happen here. Obviously, the Seahawks, I imagine, would try. 3-0 Rams, 7-3 Seahawks, 10-7 Rams, 14-10 Seahawks, 17-14 Rams, 24-14 Rams, 27-14. Rams are going to get the win. That's going to lock up a top 4 seed. And for round 1 of the playoffs, we will be playing in SoFi. We will be going against the Giants, the reigning Super Bowl champions. Both of us going 11-6. We actually ended up getting the free seed. The the Buccaneers ended up losing. 49ers also did. They fall to the 7th seed. Both the Cowboys and Vikings ended up winning, but the Cowboys, unfortunately, did not have the tiebreaker. Vikings get the 1 seed at 13-4. Bears got the 5 seed at 11-6. They're playing the Buccaneers. We have I would say probably the worst matchup possible going against the reigning Super Bowl champs. Looking at the AFC, the Chargers end up getting the 1 seed, so both LA teams not only make it, but they get high seeds in the process. Steelers, Ravens at the 2-7, that should be a fun one. Arguably the biggest, or I shouldn't say biggest, but best rivalry in football. Dolphins, Raiders, 3-6, yeah. 4-5, Titans, Bills, yeah. No real storyline there. I mean, who knows how their season's actually shaped up. Giants, Rams, when they're looking to move on. There isn't really much advantage. These are actually as well the past 2 Super Bowl champions. Giants won last year, the year before we won, the year before we won, the year before we won. Giants started out early with a touchdown. Rams responded with a field goal, but that still leaves them trailing. They get a touchdown, though, to take the lead. Another one to add on 2 scores. 17-14 now, 24-14, 24-21, 28-24, the Giants lead. And the Giants are going to win 28-24. What a thriller. Back-to-back early exits for the Rams. New York, obviously, now got 1 game done. Arguably the toughest team, the team who can get it done in the playoffs. They've proved it, pretty much every year besides these past 2. The earlier seasons, those earlier seasons were unfortunate for us. We would always make it, but we never got past that divisional round besides year 1. Looking at the playoffs, the Cowboys and the Buccaneers ended up winning their games. 24-21 for the Cowboys, 21-7 for the Buccaneers. Oh, I accidentally hit manage team. We have 21 million cap space, or literally just under. Championship, the Vikings defeat the Giants, so the Giants' dreams of going back-to-back are unfortunately destroyed. Cowboys win 24-21. Looking at the AFC, the Raiders get the win over the Chargers 24-16 with the upset, and the Steelers 33-27 over the Bills. So both 1 seeds still in it. We also have a 6 seed in the Raiders and a 2 seed in the Cowboys. It is going to be Cowboys Steelers in the Super Bowl. 38-32, great game from that one. 42-17, I feel bad for the Raiders. Got all that hype just to get blown out of the water. Carl Crawford ends up making the Pro Bowl as quarterback number 2. Tevin Justice In his first year as the starter in a prove-it year, pretty much ends up getting halfback 2. Brandon Washington ends up getting wide receiver 1. This could potentially be Rashard Fletcher at wide receiver 3, a former guy for us. Derek Samuels at tight end 1. Matthew Harper at right guard 1. That could be Matthew Jones at right tackle 1. Javier Edwards at D tackle 3 potentially. I don't think he's on our team anymore. I could be wrong, but either way, always going to support our former guys. Nate Haskins at free safety 2. Same thing. Don't believe he's on our team anymore, but like I said, always going to support the guys, past, present, no matter what it may be. But we have one more game to go. Who will be hoisting the Lombardi? Yearly awards. We don't really care about where we place. We placed third. Coach of the year. We were on there at 6. Real talk. Do we have any winners? Brandon Washington second, though. We do not. We do not. We do not. We do not. Nope. Tevin Justice wins best running back. Brandon Washington, best receiver, comes second. Matthew Harper, best O lineman. D lineman, nope. Linebacker, nope. DB, nope. Kicker, nope. Although we did have Joshua Carty. Oh, wait. Who the heck was that guy? That was not Joshua Carty. Sean Carr. I guess we released Joshua Carty at some point. Okay, sure. I mean, we've had... Looks like we re-signed a few guys. Carl Crawford, we did. D'Angelo Spikes, Keenan Poindexter. I don't see Joshua Carty, though. Wasn't in a trade or anything. But sure enough, he's not on the team. That has me wondering, though. Did he potentially retire? He's on the Texans. Oh, he was a free agent. I guess we just didn't re-sign him last year. Okay. I mean, we didn't really have the money to do so, I guess. That makes sense. But Super Bowl, whatever number the 2036 champions will end up being. We know that's not accurate. We have to check. The Steelers, 35-25, with quarterback Connor Ridley getting Super Bowl MVP. Do have some retirements to quickly go over. William Saxton might have played for us. I could be wrong, but I mean, Dylan Northcutt did. Congrats to him. Spent nearly his whole career. Oh, only the AFC. I was about to say, that's barely anyone. Cliff Drummond for sure did. Happy retirement to him. Oh, I got mute quickly. Nazir Queen also called it quits. Dylan Northcutt, thank you for your service. You will probably end up being the coach of our Madden 26 team because of how well long you were here. Thank you. Quickly going to re-sign players. This is the only way to access this now. We're at negative 43 million, so all these guys. We re-signed Michael Contreras, apparently. Well, the CPU put us in a bit of a hole. We can just send him to the draft and we can't re-sign anyone. Or, excuse me, sign anyone. Before the draft, we just look at the day 1 and 2 picks, so round 1 for free. And after that, you just advance the rest.
Every career starts as a dream.
We pick at 22nd, so we'll go ahead and advance there. Corner and safety with both our first round picks. We honestly have so many picks, I think it's just worth going to the end of the draft and seeing what the CPU decides to do. Negative 50.8. Oh boy. Dion Patton with round 1, good pick. Tyrone Balmer, round 2, good pick. Kevin Banks, round 3, good pick. Looks like we addressed the defense pretty early on. 66 overall, doesn't look like a great pick. 73, good response though. 74 is a great pick. 69 overall, not terrible, not great. 67. A lot of these picks are just okay, not great. This is a great one though in the 6th round. And we ended up losing our backup quarterback, so we ended up drafting a different one. So that's fine. But all we have left to do. Oh, look at some retirements. Look like some other people decided to hang it up. No idea who any of those players are, but I'm sure you had a good career. Go ahead, send to the regular season. We'll go check out how well we did in the schedule category. But the only two things I really get to do is we'll go for the playoffs. We've made it every year. We might as well try again. Don't want to see this streak end now, and we'll do keep auto generator rookies. Everything else for the CPU to do. But for the preseason, we ended up going 1-2. Looks like we just kind of steadily improved. Horrible loss, close loss, good win. In the regular season, interesting. 49ers, we know are good. Cowboys, we saw them, make the Super Bowl. Steelers won the Super Bowl. 49ers again, Seahawks, Vikings were the 1 seed, Seahawks, Cardinals, Buccaneers, Cardinals. Falcons were hanging around the whole time that they didn't make the playoffs, so that could potentially be difficult. Yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did. Let me know if you like the new style I'm doing. I'm only doing this because we're getting so close to both College Football 26 and Madden 26. I assume College Football will probably take over a decent part of my recordings. So yeah, trying to get this series, kind of wrapped up. So by the time Madden 26 does come around, and week 1 of the NFL season comes around, we'll be able to, start doing that. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.